What's going on, everybody? It's your old pal Brent back at it again for season 3. Yes, we have returned. You've made it to another weekend with us, and we are so excited to be back and to have all you guys listening once again. Sorry for the hiatus. We had a lot of stuff going on. But we're back finally. We finally were able to figure out a schedule and be able to get through things, and it's pretty exciting to actually be back and to have you guys listening to us once again. Thank you guys for joining. As always, don't forget to follow us on the social media scene. You can find us on Twitter at @blown_save and on Instagram at the blown save. Don't forget, you guys can still reach out to us directly at theblownsavedpodcast@gmail.com. So today we have a very special guest. But before we get to the special guest, there's only the one, the only, the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. RT Casas. Look, they were talking while I was doing the intro. How terrible. What's going on, compa? We're back.
We back, living the dream. What can I say? Good to be back. Baseball season's right here, right around the corner. Another playoff first round elimination for my Dodgers. Who knows? At least I know we'll have a winning record, right, Brent?
I can't say that. I can't say that we're gonna have a winning record because we might not have a winning record. It is what it is. I mean, I think we'll have a winning record regardless. But compa, I mean, we've been kind of back and forth over the last month and a half or so about coming back and doing it, and today kind of fell in a good opportunity for us to actually have the show again. Today is Kylo's birthday, my littlest one, the baby we had right before we took a big break. And we were supposed to have a party today, but if for you guys that are not in California, it's snowing, and we had to cancel the party, postpone it to tomorrow. Tomorrow's not supposed to be as bad. So I looked at compa and I said, hey, we were kind of figuring out what day is going to be free, or you're going to be free and I'm going to be free, and guess what? It happened to be today because we were supposed to be having a party right now. And so I said, let's get it going. And you said, yeah, we did that little sneak peek on Instagram and everything like that. So pretty excited about that. Compa, are you excited to be back?
Yeah, I'm really excited. I'm glad we're able to squeeze some time in here now. It just feels like the older these our boys get, the harder it is to just have extra spare time,
Absolutely. I was telling everybody at home right now, or listening wherever you guys are, we have a special guest today. As soon as I posted that video saying, hey, we're coming back today, we're doing the show, he was like, bro, get me on there right now. Long-time listener, great guy. He was one of the groomsmen at my wedding, the one, the only, Mr. Cobra Downs. How you doing, brother?
Yeah, I figured you needed some, you guys needed a young side on your guys' podcast. Y'all getting a little old, y'all having kids, y'all settling down, having married, having jobs, working like crazy. I was like, all right. Y'all need some fresh air. Y'all need some new input, new vibes. Y'all need some fun. We need to add some culture to this. And I was like, yeah.
Nice. Who'd you bring?
I know. I'm waiting to see who you brought with you. That's awesome. Who did you bring that has all that?
Oh, shit. They're not here yet, but they'll be here in like 5.
Oh, thank God. All right. Thank God.
Can you just fill in for them then?
Until they get there. Can you fill in? We need some of that eat country living.
Yeah. You get a little Buffalo Trace in them, and he'll fucking start popping out.
There you go. No, for reals though, Kobe. It's a pleasure. As soon as you said it, I was like, hell yeah, dude. Let's fucking rock and roll. It's always a pleasure having my compadre, me and him shooting the shit and getting and talking about sports and whatnot. But it's always fun to have you around because you do bring that little spark of that youngster vibe. And I mean, I'm not sure what you're doing with the facial hair right now, but I mean, whatever works for you, bro. Whatever works for you.
Man, I'm jealous. I can't even grow that.
Well,
it's honestly good. Like right now, it's getting a little long for my taste, but like I just like the fact that it kind of like tones my face. It cleans it up.
It cleans it.
Or hides it.
That's what I was gonna say. It hides it more than cleans it up. And
hey, every girl said they liked it. So till I get one that doesn't, then yeah.
Boy. Well, I met a Sanchez that should never shave in his life.
I know a Sanchez that should never shave in his life again. It'd be this guy right here.
Yeah, last time we saw him shaved, he was at a wedding, and I was like, "Who the fuck is that guy? He looks ugly."
It was my wedding.
Oh, that was your wedding. That's right. I was like, "Fuck."
Yeah, I got so much hate for everything, for those pictures and everything. Like, bro, don't ever shave again. Like for anything, just leave the beard. It doesn't matter what happens. Leave the beard.
Did it for the wife, right?
I did it for the wife. She wanted me to wear my uniform, and I did. And I mean, other than that, I look great. It's just the face, just from the neck down. Actually, from like the nose up and the neck down, we're good to go. Like, but it's just the smile and everything. The cheeks are another animal. Anyways, pulling it back. All right, well, guys, we got a few things we're going to talk about today. A little football hangover. We're going to talk some baseball because it's right here. It's now. I watched some of the Dodgers spring training game this morning. Freddie Freeman handling business, doing stuff. We're going to talk about the MLB top 10. We got some basketball going on. Kobe definitely wants to talk hockey. So please, guys, don't fall asleep during that time. We'll do our best to kind of keep up with Kobe and the hockey stuff. But let's get into the Super Bowl hangover, man. What did you guys like or dislike about the Super Bowl?
I mean, the ending, the penalty is just like, oh man, let them play a little bit, let them play a little bit.
Because they definitely,
other than that, it was a great Super Bowl.
Yeah, I think that they still would have been in line to kick a field goal, right? But it would have given Philly about a minute and change to go down the field and try and do something, if not tie it, to go into overtime.
Mm-hmm.
I think if they were calling flags all game, I would have understood it. And if they were more like, if it was flags back and forth all game, then I'd be like, okay, fair, whatever. But the fact that you only have like 4 flags all game, and then in the biggest moment you lose because of the refs, I'd be disappointed as an athlete just because it's like you're in your biggest shot to win your most prized possession of sports and of your sport, of what you can play. And the fact that it goes away because of a ref, I'd be fucking losing it on the refs, dude. I would be shitting on them. Luckily the Eagles guys were nice and they're good people and they're being good guys at the end of the game.
Okay, first off, the Eagles are not good guys. They're my bad guys. But the Eagles player, the cornerback or the strong, whatever, the safety, whatever, whoever got that penalty.
Slay.
He came out afterward and said, "Yeah, I held him. It is what it is."
Yeah.
He admitted to it, and I'll give him that. At least he was like, "Yeah, I fucking did it. They caught me. I fucking did it." At least he wasn't like, "I didn't do it. It's fucking bullshit." Was it a little ticky-tacky? A little bit. They could have let him play, I think. It was hand checking and whatever. But he did admit, he's like, "Yeah, I held. I grabbed him. I turned him. It is what it is. They called it. He admitted to it, and I will, tip my hat to him. At least he fucking owned it. He said, "Yeah, I did it." And there's no, hang up about it. You know what I mean? Oh, the refs just, fuck me, blah, blah, blah. He's like, "No, I fucking did it."
Well, if you look on the same possession, the D end that was rushing the quarterback, if you look on the camera angle where they were watching Juju Smith-Schuster and Darius Slay, the D end had hands to the face on him from the lineman. So they could have called that. If they were being that fucking picky and doing that shit, dude, they could have called that. Let's be real. I was more upset that fucking Patrick Mahomes won because he's a little piece of shit, but it's cool. It's fine, whatever. Fuck that guy.
He's the new Tom Brady.
He ain't the new Tom Brady, bro. No shot. Until he wins 6, 7, we chilling.
Well,
all right.
Well, that's, you gotta have 2 before you get a 6.
You gotta get to 2, 3, 4, 5.
And he's way ahead of Brady's pace, isn't he?
I think so.
Tom Brady had 3 by 27, and Patrick Mahomes has 2 by 27.
Oh, okay.
I looked it up. Because I knew we'd probably bring it up.
Okay. So we broke the seal on that a little earlier than I thought we were, but let's talk about Tom Brady. He finally lost to the Cowboys and decided, you know what, guys, I'm going to go ahead and retire.
That's when you know everything's going downhill.
Yeah, if you lose to the Cowboys, it's like, bro, you're done. It's 1-7 or 1-8. He was 8-0 against the Cowboys for that game, and he loses that game and goes, you know what, fuck it, I'm done.
Yeah, he's out.
You know what? I saw this really cool stat about Tom Brady, though. Over his career, he's made over $235 million over his career. His contract right now to go be an announcer starts at $230 million to go and announce for games.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Tom Brady has always given up a lot of his salary to bring in good dudes, Because Tom Brady, I like to mess with Cobra over here a lot, right? Pick on him, but that's how I like him, right? Because if I ain't picking on you, I ain't liking you, right?
This is true.
And I give him shit about, happy Tom Brady Day every single day, Sunday that they lose, right? Right. But anyways, the truth is Tom Brady, he is the GOAT. He's clearly the GOAT, right? And that dude's always deferred a lot of his salary because he's like, all right, cool. Like, I want to win. And, you know, some of these stories that have come out, you know, as he's gotten older and stuff like that, even like the Antonio Brown thing, right? Where Antonio Brown was trying to make him look bad, Tom Brady, right? But it literally backfired because Tom Brady looked so good reaching out to him like, dude, I love you no matter what. This isn't cool what you're doing, but if you need help, I'm always here. Reach out, blah, blah, blah. And I think Antonio thought everybody was going to be like, what an idiot, Tom Brady. Let me burn him, right? But Tom Brady's not that dude, man. Every chance you don't hardly ever hear stories are bad, right? Other than the cheating stuff, but I don't know how much of it is directly him, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's just one of those, like, he's dealing with the cards he's been dealt, right? He's working with them. But every chance he's had to really help teammates and stuff like that, look at Antonio Brown, look at Randy Moss, dudes that they just cast it off to the side. And that dude said, all right, like, hey, we'll give him another chance, bring him over, I'll work with them, blah, blah, blah. I'll do first salary, all that stuff, man. That dude never cared about being the highest paid player. He said, we ain't going after, what did he say? We ain't going after 6, we're going after 7, right? The goal is 7 because MJ had 6, right? So he's like, the goal is 7, dude. The goal is never to win, 6 or something like that, whatever Joe Montana had. What was it, 3? I don't know. Honestly,
I think Montana had a 3 or 4.
3.
He
Yeah.
wanted
So
six because the Steelers had 6 championships, and he wanted to be like the winningest quarterback of all time, like compared to any other sports franchise in the NFL.
And he did that, man. He's a no doubter, right? No doubter.
100%. First ballot Hall
That's
of
the
Famer.
one thing that I loved about Tom Brady was that, dude, like, you have athletes all these days, like every sport, taking money and taking all of this because they want to get paid. But at the end of the day, dude, you're making, like, what? You take a pick, like an NFL quarterback averaging $30 million. You're getting paid $15 million, dude. $15 million is still a lot. And that's not counting your endorsement deals, counting what you make from your other brands, counting everything else. Like, you make so much fucking money on the side compared to your contract. And, like, the fact that you're able to, like, oh, I'm going to take a pay cut so I can bring in guys. Like, what? He brought in Leonard Fournette, and Dominican Sue, Jason Pierre-Paul. He brought in all these guys to help win a championship. And, like, the other thing, too, it's like people argue about Aaron Rodgers at the time and, like, how he is as good as Tom Brady, blah, blah. Yes, he's a phenomenal player, but he's not a winning quarterback because he took so much money away from his best wide receiver. Right. And look at this year. Like, he struggled with wide receivers. He couldn't he had no one to pass to. Like, imagine if he had Devontae Adams still. They would be breaking records like they always have. But the fact is like, you have those quarterbacks that are in it for themselves and not in it to win. Like, yes, you get paid, but at the same time, like, you're going to get paid, what, like $200 million, average quarterback, $200 million of your career. Like, Derek Carr is making so much money. He's average. You have Dak Prescott making so much money. He's average. Like, you have all these quarterbacks that are average. And, like, that's the thing is, like, if you want to win at the end of the day, like, you got to do what it takes to win. And, like, that's the one thing that I loved about Tom Brady and respected the most was that he was willing to win and he did whatever it took to win.
I think that, and this is, obviously my personal opinion on this one, right? I think that because Tom Brady was taken where he was taken in the NFL draft, like, he knew, like, as he started winning, he probably knew, like, hey, man, I could probably ask for a shit ton more money at this point, but if I get the money, we're not going to be able to build a team around me because the guys around me aren't going to be able to get paid, so we're going to have to trade them and hopefully get somebody else. And I think he came in with a different mentality. Like, hey, I'll end up getting more money in the long run if I just take less money now and let the people around me get paid, because then that means we're going to stay together, work better, play better, become a better team. And I don't understand why any other quarterback in the NFL, any other team, any other system doesn't understand that. Like, right there, what Tom Brady has shown with Bill Belichick and the whole nine, like, if you want to add the whole Patriots organization during that time, that being able to not just pay one person, like, let's pay everybody out. You guys aren't maxing out your contracts. You're not holding out. You're not doing all kinds of crazy shit. We're going to give you all a substantial amount of money, but we're going to keep it so that we can pay everybody so we can all benefit and win the Super Bowl again. And look at how many Super Bowls they've won. You know what I mean? Or he's won, and he's on the teams that he's gone to, and they've adopted that. They were able to win. And I think it's just, if more NFL teams, more NFL quarterbacks, especially mine, the Dak Prescott, I think if they stop trying to set the bar at who gets paid the most now, then and pay attention to who's getting paid around you to keep that core together, you're going to do much better in the NFL. You're going to do better basically in any team, in any professional sport. You're going to do better when you're able to kind of spread the wealth a little bit, because in the long run, you're going to make more money that way. You know what I mean? That's just my opinion on that.
I feel. I agree. Yeah, and like Kobe said, man, he's gonna get paid more in endorsements. You know, he's gonna make more endorsements. You know, and they're too worried about paying these players and stuff like that. I don't know. I've always thought that they need to have, in my opinion, I've told you across the board in sports, I think there should be a performance payout. You know, like that there should be bars just like with salaries with teachers and stuff like that, where it's like, okay, you throw 30 TDs, there you go, you get 20 mil. You throw 40 TDs, you get 30 mil. You throw 5,000 yards, there you go, you get 50 mil. Whatever it is, create tiers. It'll be so much easier.
I like that too. I very much so. I like that setup. It's kind of like what's going on right now with Live Golf and the PGA. You know, a lot of these guys, and I don't want to divert too much to that, but a lot of these guys going over to Live Golf, they're going because they're guaranteed money, regardless if it's $1 million or not. Or I think somebody said that they offered Tiger Woods like $700 million to sign with them. But it's just one of those things where you could play. I mean, with golf, you can play. You could be on the PGA Tour, but if you don't make that cut on the going into the weekend, you get zero money. You get nothing. You know what I mean?
Well,
and it's one of those things where, like, it's the same. I think to me, it's the same thing. Make it incentive based, but make sure people are give them their base pay, and then if they win, cool. If they hit records, cool. Like, give them more money. But the NFL is not ready for that.
Not trying to talk about golf too much because I know that's not us, but how much better
you.
is it? Oh, I watch golf all the time, but how much better is it when Tiger Woods plays? Like, oh my God. Like, dude, I was waking up at 7:30 in the morning watching his tee-offs because I was like, if Tiger plays, I watch. It's like, for instance, tennis. I don't watch tennis, but if Serena Williams was playing, I'm fucking watching because Serena's the GOAT. Like, let's be real. Like, Novak Djokovic, Federer, you have these names that make you want to watch. I watch golf, don't get me wrong. I cheer for it. I love Justin Thomas and Jordan Spieth, but, like, dude, when Tiger plays, let's be real, I'm gonna fucking watch.
I think everybody tries to tune in the second they know Tiger's teeing off at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. All right, cool. What time is that over here? Like, all right, good to go. I can jump on my phone or check the computer or what's going on. He's just one of those perennial players that you want to watch. You want to see him win. Like, after all he's gone through,
never gonna win a big major though.
Probably never gonna do it again, but he makes things exciting. I think he has one more in him. I think he has one more. I think when he gets that one more, he'll retire. But he won the Masters 2 years ago, so I think he'll be fine. Like, I give him. He won't retire. He'll go play in the senior league.
Oh yeah, but I'm saying it's like retiring isn't like competing at the best level anymore. But honestly, his kid's fucking disgusting too. Like, if you watch his kid play,
yeah, he's gonna go. He's not. I don't think he plays the senior tour for long because he's gonna go play with. Or he's gonna go coach his kid. I think he's gonna caddy for his kid.
Oh, 100%. That kid is gross. You can watch him tee off, and dude. Literally, they did like the side by side of him and Tiger next to each other. They look so similar. It's insane. Like, it's honestly great. Like, having Tiger Woods' kid play professional golf would be good for golf. They need it. Like, they need a name, and I think Woods' name carries golf a lot more than people think.
Oh yeah, I think Woods is going to win another major, but not Tiger.
Woods will win, but not Tiger.
Sure.
Tiger.
All right, so let's go back to football. There's some big names that are rumored to be moving around. I know Rodgers. There's two players that are getting talked about going to the Jets. Rodgers being one of them, and then Garoppolo being the other one. What do you guys think about either one of those guys going to the Jets, or what do you think, especially Tom Brady? We're done with him. Especially Aaron Rodgers. Where do you guys think Rodgers is going to end up at the end of the year? I know that the Packers are looking to keep him, but they made some very big demands. They're like, we're not going to fuck around anymore, guy. Like, either you stay here with us and that's it, or you're fucking done. Like, we'll trade you out. So what do you guys think? Where do you think Rodgers, first and foremost, is going to end up?
One, I think they're huffing and puffing because they already paid the homeboy. So he ain't going nowhere. And who you going to put back there? Jordan Love? Get out of here. right?
Dude.
If Jordan Love was better than him, he would be already playing, you know. And Rodgers
And, like-
goes somewhere. And look, here's the thing. You know, Kobe earlier talked about how they compare Rodgers and Brady together. Realistically, Rodgers is probably skill wise better than Brady, skill wise, right? But not the other tangibles that Brady talks about, like, you know, the getting the dudes to go behind you and just to lay down and throw blocks and go all out. Now, at the same time, have they really gotten Rodgers weapons to play with?
No.
You know, like, have they gotten some dudes? Yes, I get that the wide receiver, I'm drawing a blank, Devontae Adams is a stud and is top 3 receiver in the NFL, right? I get it. But that dude was, you know what, a 3rd round pick, 2nd round pick, something like that. He was not a 1st rounder. And as we all know, he's never had a 1st round wide receiver, you know, and maybe he's had 1 1st round running back, maybe, right? Maybe. The dude that's there right now, I don't know the backup right now. Well, you know how they split carries. I forget his name.
Yeah.
Not Jones, but the other dude. Whatever his name is. I think he might have been a 1st rounder, but I could be wrong. But they don't give him weapons. So it's one of those, like, they huff and puff, and I believe Rodgers has the skills. If Rodgers walks into, let's say, the 49ers, right? A team that's just loaded offensively and just is a quarterback away from winning that Super Bowl. And let's be realistic. They would have won that Super Bowl if they have even if Dak Prescott's back there. You know what I'm saying? They win that Super Bowl. In my opinion. They just do. Because that's all they're missing. Just that one key to take it all. And if you're Rodgers, you know, you're gonna force your hand to San Francisco. That's his hometown. That's where he want to go, type of thing. But of course, they obviously burned him on draft day, so I don't know all that. And the Packers are the ones that decide where to send them, right?
Yeah.
And if you're the Packers, you're gonna send them wherever you get the most compensation from, not to where he wants to go. Why would you compensate him? Like, oh yeah, you know what? Hey, thanks for winning us that one title. You know what? We'll send you wherever you want, big guy. You let us know and we'll make it happen. I don't care what they give us. You know?
Well,
Yeah,
I know he put himself in a little 300 square foot room that was partially underground, devoid of light. It was the blackout retreat, they called it, or something like that. But if they, I mean, people keep saying the Jets, right? Because they're going to throw everything in they have, because they have a pretty solid.
See the Jets though.
Okay, but look at who. Look
you
at
play the Bills
hold on.
twice. You play the freaking Dolphins twice, and you play the Pats twice. Let's be real. That's a tough fucking
Here's
schedule.
the thing, though. They don't care. They don't give a rat's ass what the schedule is. Make it harder for them. Yes, absolutely. Go. Be harder for them.
Right.
But here's the thing.
And it's not like another Green Bay quarterback hadn't played there.
That's
either,
exactly what I was going to go to. Mr. Brett
Yeah, Wait, we don't even talk about that guy. That guy's a piece of shit. He steals money from poor people. We don't talk about that guy because he steals money from poor people.
Forever?
He like launders it, right?
Forever?
To his daughter's college or
and
whatever.
then he launders it to his fucking daughter's volleyball team so they could build a new stadium and build new shit. Fuck that guy.
I want a new stadium.
But even like if you think about it too, if Rodgers goes to like say the Raiders because they're interested, dude, that's like I love that. I think he fits in better with the Raiders than he does with the Jets.
Well, he's got his boy Devontae Adams over there.
But you have Darren Waller, you have Hunter Renfrow, you have a stacked team. But the problem is, though, bro, like, I want to be honest, like, strength of schedule matters, but at the end of the day, I'm going to win. And you got to play Patrick Mahomes twice, Herbert twice, and Russell Wilson with Sean Payton now. Holy fuck, I do not want to play in that division because, like, you're going to be battling 6 games. I say if he went to the Raiders, he wins 3 out of those 6. I don't think he wins 4 out of those 6. You win 3 out of those 6. That's 3 losses right there. Then you got to compete with those teams for the wild card spot because no one's going to take fucking Mahomes' spot at that division. And then you got Herbert. Like Herbert's a contender, but I think Chargers are like the Cowboys. They somehow blow it. They somehow suck. The Cowboys though are building and they're a little bit better this year, but I think the Chargers are what the Cowboys used to be: make the playoffs, lose first round every fucking time. That's what the Chargers are. That's what the Chargers. That's literally what the Chargers are doing right now. Like they're literally I think with the Cowboys winning this year, they've passed that little stepping stone they needed to really pass, and they're going to be better. But I think the Chargers are now
NFC
stepping
Championship
into
for sure next year again, right?
I don't know, dude. I don't know who's in the
I don't
NFC. I don't even know who's in the
Yeah.
NFC. Like
The 49ers, man. They're
49.
really
Yeah,
good.
but like
Yeah, the
dude,
Niners look
quarterback.
really
Philly's young.
The
I would
Niners look
never-
really
I would-
good.
If 49ers gave me like a $600,000 contract and said come hike balls, I'd be like no, because somehow I'm gonna break an ankle, dude. It's like they're
How do you okay
That's
how do you
best example I can
how
give
are
you.
you
Best
how are you
example.
hold on how are you the 49ers, and Evan, this one's fucking for you, Platano, but how are you the 49ers walking into the NFC Championship game with only one fucking quarterback? You didn't even get like a backup, like a maybe, like let's just
Okay,
have
so
one just in
Backup,
case.
They had a third, wasn't
I
the
thought it was a
third,
quarterback.
Like
It was the
I'm
third
not
running
going
back.
to
The
the
third
49ers.
running back was a fucking the quarterback in high school for two
CMC
games.
threw some touchdowns this year. Come on,
Dude, if
now.
I'm a quarterback, I am not going to the 49ers because there was this thing in juniors when I lived in Canada. We had practice jerseys, and you would line in your practice jerseys. Well, we had the orange practice jerseys. The whole line, there was 1 week where this line wore orange jerseys. First game in, the first game since they wore those jerseys, one of the guys gets his wrist cut with a skate. He's out for the rest of the season. The other guy breaks his collarbone the next game, and the next game, dude, it's like, so then we ban those jerseys. We burn those jerseys because we're like, holy fuck, first time wearing orange jerseys all year, guys get hurt. Dude, if I'm going to the 49ers as a quarterback, I'm guaranteed an injury 100%. Like, dude, who do they got? Jimmy G's always hurt. You have the whole Colin Kaepernick.
Jimmy G won't be
fucking
back.
issue.
Period.
Yeah,
Colin
no, fuck that
Kaepernick
guy. Then you had-
is not
You
even on
wasted
the
a second
XFL.
round draft pick on some shit guy who's going to run the ball. That's going to turn into like probably a Lamar Jackson. Yeah, he's going to be great. He's
What's his
play well,
name?
but guess what?
Trey Lance.
Yeah, dude. Okay, I love running quarterbacks, but dude, they don't last. They don't fucking last. Like they suck. Like let's be real. Like the only good quarterback we had went to prison, Michael Vick, because he was fucking fighting dogs. Other than that, we have no good running quarterbacks because they're all a bunch of fucking degenerate idiots that love to run, get hurt, don't know how to slide, and think, oh wow, I'm gonna fucking take a hit, and they fucking get hurt. Let's be real. Like let's be real. Running quarterbacks, everyone's like, oh, that's a new thing. Like these option quarterbacks, a style. Yeah, it's great. It's fucking explosive. It makes it look cool. Like yeah, it sells seats. Sells seats, but sells tickets. But fuck that, dude. No, like it's not. It's a passing league. It's a passing league.
When did Kobe get so insightful about fucking anything other than hockey? I'm impressed right now. I'm fucking
He's got to
impressed.
get into something else now that Tom Brady retired. Just expand his horizons.
Dude, I
You
know
know?
sports very well. It's just that's the thing.
He was
that's
like,
just-
he was always like LeBron James and Tom Brady.
no, it's not. It's
That's it.
LeBron
We're gonna get into LeBron James a little bit later on in the
The
show,
fucking
but
goat of
not
no
right
fucking
now. We're gonna get into that later. Okay, that's gonna be like a whole
You know
45
what?
minute
Brand sent
session.
me something yesterday that I thought we should incorporate when we get to that point. I really liked it. I thought it was a good way to put it.
What one?
But yeah, let's get to it.
All right, we'll get to that when we get to that. All right.
So, Brent,
what?
come on. So we can't move past football until this is the first time I've literally heard crickets from Cowboy fans because everybody was pretty much healthy with the exception of Pollard, which we knew something was going to happen with the Cowboys, right? Like,
Yep.
it
always happens.
every single year. Like, you know, something's going to happen, right?
Uh-huh.
But they had Dak, they had Zeke, they had like everything, right? And everybody's healthy for the most part. Of course, going into that game, everybody's healthy. They got this stud defensive end / linebacker, right?
Uh-huh.
And they're playing against like some dude off the bus stop playing quarterback, right?
The bus stop.
You know,
I got
they
you.
still can't win. They still can't win.
Okay, get to the question. Get to the question.
So I want to know, one, how do you feel about that? That you finally had all the odds in your favor, and it didn't work out. And most importantly, so that's one. Like, you know, how do you feel? Because you know everybody's always like, well, this is that. Even Joe, like Joe stayed quiet, crickets, right, this year, because it's just like, man, you had everything going, you had momentum, all that. So one, like, so what happened? Like, in your opinion, like you're like, man, and two, what do you do? Because you're like, fuck. I mean, what do you do from here? Like, how do you rebuild? What's it
What
going
do
to take?
I do, or
Besides
what do the
obviously
Cowboys do?
building- What do the Cowboys do? Well, obviously,
Okay.
you think you play on the Cowboys because you always say we,
Yeah,
right?
damn right.
We. I'm like, we, homie, you're in SoCal. You're not even in Texas.
Hey, they
You know,
have
we
they
get
have their
tired of
spring
weed.
they have their
Right?
training right here in Oxnard.
Bro,
That's so
I DM Tom Brady every Sunday when he used to play. I was
Yeah.
like, good luck today. He's
Both
my
of you and
best
your
friend.
weeds. Both of you and your weeds.
All right.
Dude.
So first
Yeah.
off, well, let's talk about the NFC divisional game against the fucking Niners, right? Okay,
Break
so
it down. Break it down.
everybody was playing as perfectly as they could. Micah Parsons was doing work. Diggs was doing work. He got burned, but he also was fucking making tackles. Everybody was hitting hard. Everybody's running hard. I think that Kellen Moore kind of hit the panic button when Pollard went down and he wasn't going to come back. I feel like they kind of got away a little bit from that speed running game, even though we had that third string or the third running back, that rookie. He's got some speed. I think they didn't utilize him the same way they should have, the way that they should have utilized him to kind of step in place of Pollard, because Pollard's the speed back, Zeke is the power back. And I feel like because of that, they try to rely too much with Dak. And look, I like Dak, I really do. Fourth round pick, came out Mississippi. He's won pretty much anywhere he's gone. He's always been the backup that comes in because whatever happens, and then they end up winning or whatever it is, whatever you want to call it. But they lost plain and simple because Dak made a mistake. Dak made two mistakes. One of the mistakes, he kind of got bailed out because the defense kind of picked him up. But the other mistake was in the red zone through that pick, and that basically right there was the difference in the game. Had they gone down there and scored that touchdown, I mean, the big fucking storyline was is Brett Maher gonna fucking make a field goal when they need it? You know what I mean? But if he makes, I mean, even
point after, right?
even if he doesn't fucking score a touchdown there, like Brett Maher goes out there and he kicked all his field goals. You know what I mean? It changes the game, but like because Dak decided, and it's on him. He threw the ball. He didn't see the guy, or no, it was a tip ball. He overthrew it, and I mean it is what it is. You can't blame anybody else but Dak. I mean, and he won the Walter Payton Man of the Year. You know what I mean? He's a great human being. I think he's an amazing role model to kids. But at the end of the day, is he the guy that's going to be able to get you that ring? I don't know. I don't think so.
Or is he the dark-skinned Tony?
I'll be honest, he's a good. Dak's good, but I think the problem that I had when they played the Bucs, I figured Cowboys were gonna win. I figured the Cowboys.
I heard that last remark. I'm just glad Kobe was talking.
I figured the Cowboys were gonna win, but the only thing that I had hope for was Dak struggles with turnovers way too often.
Absolutely,
Dak in the biggest moments.
Look,
that's why
when they played Tampa Bay, Dak played perfect. We talk about
perfect.
He played absolutely perfect.
But how many times
when he played
in
San Francisco, when he played against San Francisco, he did not play perfect. Because I even said it to Artie. I was like, if he plays like he did against Tampa Bay, regardless of how many scores or whatever, if he plays the same mentality, the same type of game, if he plays perfect, Cowboys are going to beat the Niners, and then they're going to go beat Philadelphia.
Tampa Bay and San Francisco defense are really different.
Two completely
different.
Two completely different things.
I think if Dak plays perfect, they beat the 49ers. But my real question is, how often is Dak perfect? That's the big question. How often do you see him be perfect like that? Against the big teams in the big moments.
It's what they call a crapshoot.
Kobe and Brent I would say he didn't even need to play perfect. He just needed to manage that game. And that's what the 49ers did. Not necessarily that quarterback, but the 49ers.
The Niners very well. They managed the game.
Let's not turn over the ball, and we're going to win. Okay? If Dak doesn't throw that pick deep into his territory in the red zone, right? Mm-hmm. They get a field goal, right? And everything changes because I believe he threw a pick and then they went and scored, right? So then you kind of flip those points, right?
Yeah.
So you don't even have to play perfect. You just gotta know what games you could go out, what teams you could go out there and just destroy, right? Light them up because they're little softies on the outside, they're DBs, whatever, right? And then you gotta have and this is what Tom Brady was great at, right?
Oh yeah.
Like he knew what teams he could go out there and he said, "Hey boys, today we getting our stats, right? Today we gonna eat. We gonna eat today." Oh, yeah. And then he had other games where he was like, "You know what? Today we gonna win. We ain't gonna eat, but we gonna win." And then when you put the numbers at the end of the year together, right? They're like, 4,000 yards, 30 TDs, all that stuff, right? They're still gonna be there. But I feel like Dak is almost like chasing that. I need to throw 300 yards. I need to throw, 3 TDs and rush for one or whatever, right?
Uh-huh.
So homeboy is kind of forcing a couple balls, right?
Oh, he forced a lot.
And it looked like he forced them
and
instead of managing the game. And that's really what sets him apart. Is the great ones understand when it's time to light it up and when it's time to manage the game. And Dak, I like Dak, and I know I make fun of him and make fun of you, Brand, type of thing, but I really like Dak. And you know what? That offer is always going to be on the table, Brand. Well, if you want to convert to a Dodgers fan for your wife, for your compadre, and for Ben, for the three of us, right? For the three of us, I will be a Cowboys fan. I will be the hardest core Cowboys fan. Let me tell
honestly,
you, I will
I would
convert.
take that. All right, Brett. Okay, question though, Brett,
What's
real
up?
question.
What's up?
Are you more diehard Angels or Cowboys?
I'm more
Seriously, right?
I'm more diehard Cowboys.
Okay,
Oh.
so you're
Makes
more
it
diehard.
easy.
Okay,
Makes it
more
easy.
diehard Cowboys. When the fuck are the Angels ever gonna win in your lifetime?
This
Let's be
year.
real.
They already won in my
No.
lifetime. They won in my
Again,
lifetime.
I meant to
Again,
say
I
again.
said
You didn't say
I said
again.
I guess again.
Ah.
I said again.
This
Okay,
year.
Okay. So I know we were talking about the Cowboys, but I want to get to a different topic. Other than the Super Bowl game, the
Okay.
best playoff game by far, Jags and Chargers. Oh, holy fuck! Trevor Lawrence throwing
great.
4 or 5
Great job.
interceptions in the first half, and then coming back. And dude, I've never seen Monica get so mad in my entire life at the house. I was losing it. I was laughing, bro. I
That's pretty
was dying.
I
was
can
having a
only
great time.
imagine.
Monica was like strutting around, and then she turns off the TV, turns it back on. She's like, "What the fuck are you doing?" And I was just like, "I love this shit."
It's the
Like, I love
Chargers.
seeing
It's
other
the
teams-
Chargers. They love
They're
to.
they're the new Cowboys.
They're
the new Cowboys.
Everybody can't be the new Cowboys, bro.
No, they're like the new past Cowboys with like Tony Romo and Tack, and when they all sucked. Like,
I don't know. I thought that analogy you made earlier of the Cowboys being the Chargers when the Chargers were awesome and they were just always in the hunt and they were smacking everybody around, winning their division. They get to the playoffs and then they just lose in the
that's
first or
literally what's
second
gonna
round.
happen, dude.
That's
I was-
literally like, man. I'm like, man, that's a great.
If I'm a quarterback though, I'm scared of the AFC, bro. You have Burrow, Allen.
Burrow's good.
You have
Burrow's
Mahomes.
good.
You have Trevor Lawrence is going to be a fucking wagon of a guy. Even though he looks like he's going to be a wagon. Dude,
Yeah,
it's going to be
Burrow's a
unbelievable.
dog, man. Burrow's a dog. Let me tell you. If it wasn't, I mean, think about it. That game was right there within his grasp. If it wasn't for that, like, really dumb call, really, really dumb call. And,
I mean,
they went back and they reviewed it where the DN kind of pushed Mahomes. But you know what? He barely touched him, and Mahomes tripped on his own feet.
Conspiracy theory. The
Here-
NFL
here-
wanted.
He sold it really well.
you want another one? Had the game 3 weeks before where that guy got hurt? Had that game actually played out and that guy not got hurt, and Cincinnati wins that game, the seeding is differently,
Yeah.
and whoever played everybody else, like, it's completely different playoffs.
I don't
I mean-
understand what you mean.
No, what I'm saying is it had that game played out, right? And let's just say Cincinnati wins, they're the number 1 seed. They have home field advantage. Let's just say they play that game because it's the AFC Championship game. They play that game, but now it's not in Kansas City. It's in fucking Cincinnati.
Because KC and Cincinnati would have the same record, but Cincinnati.
But Cincinnati would be
head-to-head.
Cincinnati would have the number 1 seed. They would have had the first round bye, and they would have had the home field advantage. And let's just say that everything else plays out the way it did, and Cincinnati hosts instead of Kansas City hosting, Cincinnati hosted. I think that game's a little bit different, playing in Cincinnati than it was in Kansas City. I have a coworker of mine who's a huge Kansas
that's like
City
saying,
fan.
Imagine if I don't know, those turnovers, those that defensive TD in the Super Bowl didn't happen. Then Philadelphia wins that game. Imagine if that holding call doesn't happen. Then Philadelphia has a chance.
Well, I didn't say I'm not changing that thing. All I'm saying is if that game plays out differently, I'm just talking about the seeding. I'm talking about the seeding, though. I'm not talking about the outcome of a game.
There's ifs are
That's
like
how
nothing,
that's
bro.
how we live, sir, and ifs. If the
Yes,
Cowboys
no,
didn't throw
no,
a interception,
Yes,
the Cowboys
yeah,
go to
I
the
know that.
NFC Championship game, beat the Eagles, go to the Super
Come
Bowl,
back-
and
come back
lose to Patrick
reality.
Mahomes.
Okay.
Come back.
Okay. So I know there's a lot of talk.
I still say
know
we
there's a lot-
lose to Patrick Mahomes.
Okay.
Right?
Okay. So I know there's a lot of talk on the Super Bowl right now and Travis Kelce. Would you take Travis Kelce over Gronk? Prime Gronk versus Prime Kelce. Would you take Kelce over
Prime
Gronk?
Gronk over
That
Prime
would be-
Kelce? Kelce all day.
Yeah.
Yep. Kelsey all day. All day.
Some bitches.
All day.
Fuck no.
Gronk is
Gronk.
only great because of Tom
All
Brady.
day. It was.
Gronk is
Bill
only
Belichick
great.
was only great because of Tom Brady.
Belichick
You're right.
was Belichick earned his fucking meat because of Tom
Right.
Brady. But
Exactly.
Right.
but Gronk and you have but you have to agree
Why do you
then.
think Gronk didn't want
Kelsey's
to play
only good
anywhere
because
else?
of Mahomes.
No. No.
Yes.
That
Yes.
boy could play.
No.
That boy
Kelsey can play. Kelsey
So
is
you're
an
saying
athlete.
Mahomes is really good? Is that what you're telling me?
No.
Because
no.
wait a second.
He's below
Is that
average.
what you're telling me?
He's
'Cause I
below
just heard
average,
that.
like my dick size. Below
Oh
average.
yeah.
Perfect.
Okay. So then Kelsey won 2 Super Bowls with a below average quarterback. Interesting. Very
Dude.
interesting. And yet
Okay.
he's somehow worse than Gronk.
Okay, when
Riddle
okay, because you guys always talk about your championship bullshit with your like MJ and LeBron championship 6, blah blah blah.
Why
Fuck
are you
guys.
even jumping to fucking basketball, bro? We're in
No,
football
because
right now.
we're talking championships now. Gronk has 4, Kelsey has 2. Talk to me when Kelsey has 4.
Okay, give him a couple more years. He's gonna have 2 more.
I know. Okay, I say
Gronk's
Mahomes
career is
one.
over. Okay, Gronk's career
say
is over.
Mahomes-
Kelsey
Who
still has
Who has
time.
more records? Who has more records? Who has more records? Is it Kelsey or is it Gronk?
Is it Gronk?
It's
Kelsey.
Kelsey slapped around Gronk in all the records.
Yep.
Slapped him. Now, does Gronk have better numbers if the murderer isn't on his team and he's the sole
Oh,
tight
rest
end?
in peace, Aaron Hernandez.
Yeah,
This guy.
yeah.
That was good.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I don't
Hanging
know.
with him though.
Because Aaron Hernandez was the guy that Tom Brady went after. When Aaron Hernandez wasn't there, that's when Gronk kind of came in. Before then, it was like spread out, but Aaron Hernandez was the guy.
I don't know. Yeah. Why do you need 2 tight ends if Gronk is so great, right?
If
What do you need 2 tight ends if Gronk is so great?
you need that backup guy in case
You're
Gronk
wrong.
needs a breather and a fucking beer
Like,
bomb.
why does Brett need you, Artie? You're the backup guy to me. Like, come
Whoa!
on.
All right, you're getting cut out of the show right now. Compa is the number 2 here, or the number. He's on here, man. He's the co-owner. Compa's the co-owner of the podcast.
Everyone's here
You're the
for my
special.
jokes.
You're
Let
the
me tell you,
special
everyone's
guest.
here for my jokes.
When you guys blow up
We've
on
heard that in the
TikTok because
past
of this
before.
fucking idiot, it's cool.
So what happens to
Everybody's
Garoppolo?
Jimmy,
Oh, we still
I don't
talking
know.
about that
He goes to the
fucking
Jets.
Dude,
Everybody's going to the Jets, guys. Everybody's going to the Jets.
go to the
Hey,
Jets.
did you see what I had put my note that
Yeah, I saw it right there.
that
Garoppolo,
Derek
who?
Carr-
Wait till Brent
No,
says
yeah,
something and then says, "Who cares?"
yeah. What happened to reading the script as it is?
I
Damn it.
gotta fucking keep it
Right.
keep
Tell
it
the
lit
people what we're
here.
doing, Artie. We don't even have a script.
know,
We just
right?
Brent's so smart. He does this off the top of his head. Come on.
That's
Yeah,
funny.
I never
Hey, but
read-
The Jets had told Derek Carr that he's
Gonna be a first ballot Hall of Famer.
Hall of Famer if he goes over there with them.
There's a better
like, oh,
chance of
come
me
on.
getting pregnant than him being a first ballot Hall of Famer. Let's be real.
Hey,
Come on.
nowadays it could happen.
Man,
Dude, fuck.
hey, do you guys think what's the easiest Hall of Fame to get into between the 3 major sports: football, baseball, basketball? What's the
What
easiest
the
one?
fuck?
What do you guys
Wait,
think?
what'd you say?
Football,
What sports?
What's the easiest
I
Hall
know, but
of
what
Fame
sports?
to get into?
What sports?
Football, baseball, and basketball.
What about NHL?
that's not what we're
I said
talking. He said the
major
3
sports.
major, like the biggest
Not
one.
Yeah.
4.
There's 3, bro. I'm
Four.
sorry.
There's 4. There's
The
4.
NHL is like the
Four.
bastard little
3.5.
step
Fine, 3.5.
down. 3.5.
Okay. The hardest to make or the easiest?
The easiest to make.
I'm sorry, the easiest. I meant to say the easiest.
NFL.
NBA.
No, wait, give Kobe. Yeah, give Kobe a chance because I feel like Kobe sometimes he's just like a wild card. So he's very like
easiest to think, I think, is NBA because you could be selfish as fuck. Like Russell Westbrook, Chris Paul, they're Hall of Famers. They've never won shit, but they're gonna be Hall of Famers. And Harden, they didn't do anything. But hockey is the hardest championship to win, and most of the time they compare you to championships for hockey, and you have to be really exceptional talent, and you don't really see those exceptional talents. Like for instance, like in my timeline or my like life, have I been born? We're currently seeing the greatest American player ever play hockey, which is Patrick Kane. He's won 3 championships. He's the highest scoring American player ever in the NHL. He's going to be a Hall of Famer. I think hockey's by far the hardest because it's such a team sport. You have to rely on a team to win. And my coach in college would always say, if the team wins, you win. Because the spotlight's going to be on you. You're going to get all those more awards. You're going to get all those everything. You're going to be shining a lot better. I think hockey is by far the hardest championship to win, but it's also by far the hardest to make. But the easiest, NBA, because you can be a selfish player and score 35 a game, and you're going to make it great. Like, what, KD's going to be a Hall of Famer, even if he didn't join Golden State, but he had a bandwagon for some championships to win a fucking championship.
Right.
Like, let's be real.
Okay.
Like, fuck that guy.
All right. I like it. So I agree and I disagree. And I don't disagree by a lot, just by hair. I think it's more like a AB type of thing, right? So I agree with you, like with the NBA being the easiest by far, because Tracy McGrady's a Hall of Famer. Yao Ming's a Hall of Famer. And you're like, damn, these dudes are like, what were they, like 3-time NBA All-Stars, right? Like, you're like, damn, make an All-Star team, make it a Hall of Fame, right? I don't know. I think the NBA by far, like you said, it's so easy to manipulate it. And really, what do you got to go? 8 deep? And you can make, win a championship?
Yeah.
Now, the NHL being the hardest, yes, I agree. And at the same time, I don't agree. Because I kind of feel like you really need depth with baseball. Because you can't just win with 1 or 2 or 3 guys, right? You really need depth, which is the same thing I feel about NHL, right? Like, if you don't have a goalie, you can't win. You don't have a dude that scores, you can't win, right? Like, you kind of need some depth and balance, right? And I think that's what it takes with baseball as well, too. Like, you could go out there and try to buy championships, like, kind of in the Dodgers and in some way the Yankees. Well, I'm sorry,
the Yankees
and in some way the Dodgers, right? Kind of do. And you're still not going to win championships. You might compete, you might contend, you might make the playoffs, you might make deep runs. But I mean, I love my Dodgers, but realistically, we only won that one shortened season World Series since I've been old enough to remember. I was little when they won the other ones. Yes, do I think it was still hard? Yeah, hell yeah. If it was so easy, why didn't anyone else do it, right? Type of thing. Like, okay, everybody like, oh, well, there was no fans there. Shit, they were fucking playing on a field that they don't know. How hard is that, right? Normally, the best team has the home field advantage, and that's a big deal. They literally are the only team in fucking baseball history to win a championship on someone else's field, right? They're literally the only team that had to go through fucking 5 rounds of playoff baseball to win it.
I agree with you in baseball because I could definitely see the team aspect, how it really significant.
Yeah.
Like,
and I'm not saying hockey's not, bro. I'm just saying it's like it's almost like 1A, 1B type of thing.
I can agree with that exactly because think about it. If you have pitchers, dude, if you have a shit team and you're a fucking phenomenal pitcher, your stats aren't going to be good because you can't win games.
Right.
Like, let's be real. So I can totally see baseball. I think baseball and hockey are pretty much very similar.
Yeah,
like 1A, 1B. Like
you
basically need a good team.
I wouldn't take either one. Yeah,
you
need balance. That's why I'm like, you're right. I think football, because it's so fucking quarterback driven, the teams that have a really good quarterback.
Two sides, though. Because
but I'm saying, like, if you had to pick between those 3, let's say hockey, football, baseball. Hockey, football, baseball. Yeah. Which of the 3 gets eliminated in terms of like, which one's easier?
I think
football is way easier. You literally see the same kind of fucking teams there all the time, right?
Like for instance, JJ Watt, like played for the Texans, shit program, shit organization, terrible. But JJ Watt's a Hall of Famer because he played on the defensive side and he could pad his stats, but it didn't help his team winning. But like at the same time,
well, here's the thing: a lot. I believe it was Deion Sanders that said it probably the best. There should be 2 tiers of Hall of Famers in the NFL because he feels like a lot of people are just kind of getting in at this point because it's more fan service than anything. He said there should be an upper tier of Hall of Famers and a lower tier of Hall of Famers. Like, yeah, all right, cool, you got some stats, you had some fucking people like you, whatever, okay, you're a Hall of Famer. But then there's the fucking Hall of Fame fucking first class, like the upper class men, or whatever you want to call it. He's like, because what I did, and this is Deion Sanders, like, from what I did compared to what some of these other people are doing, I'm fucking in a different league compared to these guys. But these guys are getting in too.
Right.
And there's plenty of times where we look at the Hall of Famers that are getting elected in or getting nominated in, whatever, and you look at some of the people that are not in the Hall of Fame going, wait a minute, this guy had better stats than those 2 guys, but those 2 guys are in, but this guy's not. Oh, because this guy played for the Colts when they weren't shit. But if you look at the numbers, he was fucking way better than these 2 guys who played on the fucking Giants and the fucking whatever.
Had like 2 championships or something.
Right.
Yeah.
And I'll give you a perfect example of tiers. Troy Aikman. is bottom tier?
I think mid tier. We
Bottom.
only have 2. Yeah, no, absolutely.
Bottom.
Look at his
Now,
look at his
Hall of
stats.
Famer? Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. But
And
look
he
at
managed the games.
absolutely.
But would you say him and Emmitt Smith are at the same level?
Mm-mm.
So which one's top tier? Which one's
I
bottom?
think Emmitt Smith's the top tier, and I think Troy Aikman's the bottom tier. If you split
Exactly.
them up into 2,
And now-
absolutely, 100%.
And you're trying to say mid tier. Now here, let me give you a third one. Michael Irvin is mid tier,
yes.
right? So
Yeah.
Emmett 1, right?
Yeah, if you look at the
Michael,
triplets,
2.
if you look at the triplets, absolutely
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay.
What do
so
you?
that's being
so-
realistic.
How would you put in? Say if you weren't a great season player, but you fucking put up the work in playoffs. Do you think you should get in put in there? Put in the Hall of Fame because of that?
No.
Say like
You
had
have
average
to you have to
seasons,
play
but
the
in-
season, dude. Yeah, you
Yeah,
have
but
to put.
the thing is, but what do you play for? Playoffs. That's your time.
But
to
here
shine. But if
and
you
here's
perform-
and this is what I was trying to talk about. The NFL is so skewed. If you are an amazing player in the playoffs, you're in the national light. Your people are noticing you. People, and that's why a lot of players, especially in the last 10 years or so, a lot more players are getting inducted into the NFL Hall of Fame. That maybe there are legit Hall of Famers who didn't play in these better teams that weren't in the national spotlight that maybe should be in the NFL Hall of Fame that aren't in the Hall of Fame. Because I've seen it plenty of times. We're like, hey, look at this guy's stats and look at this guy's stats. We're not saying any names. Just, who do you think? Who would you pick, A or B? And it's like, and
player A or
Okay,
player
player A or
I have
player
a question
B,
for both-
and you go, player B, he's got better stats. Boom, he's not even nominated for
Okay,
the
I have a
NFL Hall
question.
of Fame.
I have
Yeah,
a question for you guys. All right, Julian Edelman, will he ever make the Hall of Fame?
Be on the
at this
ballot.
rate, when everybody's
Do
getting
you think,
in,
but like,
maybe.
I saw this conversation on TikTok because they talked about Julian Edelman. They're like, dude, he didn't do great in seasons, but his playoff stats are phenomenal, and he has a Super Bowl MVP.
He had a couple 1,000-yard
Yeah, seasons. Yeah, he
but
did.
you
but-
know, and even a broken clock's right twice a day, homie.
Would
so,
you guys-
getting
would you
an
guys
MVP
throw in
in
Antonio
a
Brown?
Super Bowl.
Would you guys throw in Antonio
Oh,
Brown?
Antonio's a Hall of Famer, dude.
If
He's
you look,
in
all
all
the
regardless of all the
dude,
issues,
yeah, and
if
he's
you
in
look-
the Terrell Owens bracket.
if you, he's in the Terrell Owens tier. There it is.
That's my
Look,
quarterback, man.
for whatever off the fucking field and all the other stupid bullshit he does, if you look at just the statistically, Antonio Brown is a Hall of Famer. First ballot,
He's a
maybe
dog.
not. Third ballot, fourth ballot,
Yeah.
but yes, he's getting in.
I put him first ballot, man. That homeboy was a fucking menace in
Dude.
Pittsburgh. But I think he got hit in the head one too many times, to be honest. Like, and I'm not even trying to like play around. I literally think this homeboy got hit in the head one too many times.
I think
That's why he is the way he is.
it
I
definitely fucks up.
Bro,
I
get
definitely
out of
think
here.
it-
Edelman, I mean, my opinion, he's pretty close to her first ballot. But dude, he had 2 seasons where he had 100 yards receptions. He had another season at 98 and another season at 92. So that's 4 years at 90 plus. And he had 3 years at 1,000, and then another year at 908 and 800 yards and TDs. Yeah, he was low on the TDs, but he's one of those like, because when they get to the red zone, bro, they are targeting the little dude. You know what I'm saying? He's a slant boy.
It's
type
like
of
Tyreek
thing.
Hill. He's our red zone target. He's more for give me a 60-yard bomb and we'll go.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, well, not bomb, 60-yard dump off and let him fucking
let
break.
him run. Yeah, fuck that. Yeah.
There's a difference, like. Yeah,
Uh,
man. Randy Moss was a 60-yard bomb type of
Oh,
dude.
because
like,
dude, I remember they were talking about this. Randy Moss was talking. He would run down the field and he would do the mailman and then right when
Yep.
Tom Brady would see that, he was like, I knew it. Right when he throws that little mail sign up, I just hucked that thing and let him go for it.
Yep.
And that was the coolest thing. He's
Yep.
like, I didn't even look. He's like, I knew it was coming because once I tossed the mail, I was like, I'm going. And I was like, oh, that's pretty cool.
Yep.
I like
Yep.
that.
Homeboy
Toss the
had
mail.
Homeboy had
Yeah.
3 receptions, 170-something yards, and 3 TDs on Thanksgiving Day against the Cowboys, bro. Homeboy clocked
fuck.
in for 3 plays and clocked out. Done.
Yeah.
Done.
It's like I did my
Turkey
job.
ready.
I'm out.
He roasted them.
Dude, honestly, it's a special channel. All right, my bad, Brent.
Right.
2 minutes.
I don't know, man. Edelman's close, bro. Edelman's close. Depends who he goes in with. who's
Yeah,
on the
I
ballot.
yeah. I don't.
You know?
I
How
think
many
he
titles
might.
does he have? Do you know?
He's got a
He
guy
has
like
like
3.
four.
He has 3.
3 or 4. Oh,
Does he?
okay, 3.
He has the same. He has because Gronk has 4. He has 3 because Gronk played one more year at Tampa.
Okay.
But
Speaking
the
of
thing is that the only reason he has a Super Bowl MVP, that's why.
speaking
Yeah,
of
but
speaking of
Ken,
speaking of quarterbacks,
So
right?
so does the dude that fucking picked off Russell Wilson, right? At the fucking on the touchdown or
This is
the
true.
1 yard like
Oh,
Butler,
true.
something Butler,
Malcolm Butler.
something
Nobody
Butler.
knows his
Yeah.
name anymore.
So it's
He's a
like,
dog, though. He's a dog. He was a dog.
I mean, but yeah, you know, you're like, oh, Jerry Redmond has an MVP. Like, well, so does Butler.
All
You
right,
know,
so
like-
here's the big question. And I think Kobe would be a good one to answer this. Kobe, Lamar Jackson. Do the Ravens pay him or do they let him go?
They don't pay him.
They don't pay him.
Yeah, see, because yes, what? He's Showtime. Yes, he puts fans in your seats. Yes, he's a good talent. Yes, he's great. But how many games did he play this year? How many games did he miss? I
So
want
my
to pay.
bet-
I will
my
pay
bet
a
is-
quarterback.
He played
I will
more
pay a
games than
quarter-
me.
I will pay a quarterback if you play the whole season. But if you're gonna be fucking missing games every year and you're gonna be fucking like, what were they? I think they were 8-3 when he got hurt, and then they fucking just bottomed out. Like,
They squeaked into that playoffs, huh?
They
Yeah,
barely got
exactly.
there.
yeah, exactly. So therefore, dude, it's like I understand you are amazing and you are great, but as an organization and a business, all sports teams are businesses. I'm not going to invest into something that can potentially ruin my business because of a contract that I give you. So therefore, no, I'm not giving him the money, not paying him.
Someone's gonna pay him though. If the Cowboys
It's gonna
paid
be the Jets.
Dak Prescott, if the Cowboys paid Dak Prescott, if the Browns paid what's that fool's name?
Deshaun Watson.
Watson, right? If the Browns paid Watson, bro.
Guaranteed money.
Man, someone's gonna pay them.
Oh, I
Someone's gonna pay
agree.
this
Someone's
dude.
gonna pay him, but do I think he? Do I like if I'm the Ravens? Do I do it? No, I just don't.
Don't. So are you
No.
gonna go with the dude that made the Pro Bowl?
Dude,
The
honestly,
backup? What's his name?
They're gonna go get Jimmy
Jimmy?
Garoppolo.
Ah, Jimmy.
dude, honestly, I
Jimmy.
don't. I just don't.
Aaron Rodgers.
I get it. I get running
Derek Carr.
quarterbacks. I just don't. I don't trust them. Like
Dak
for instance,
Prescott?
like
Oh, I wouldn't trust him.
you've seen it. You've seen it this year. For instance, with Justin Fields. Justin Fields,
Yeah.
fucking talented as shit. But didn't he
Yeah.
hurt his arm? And now he can't throw
Mhm.
very well. Blah blah. Like you see it with quarterbacks. Like that's the only reason I'm nervous about the Eagles. Like Jalen Hurts, what a
Mhm.
talent. But dude, one wrong slide, one wrong hit, bro, you're out. Like
But you know
Man.
what? Jalen Hurts does a lot of little sneaks, so he doesn't.
He does.
Really
He
go
does
on-
sneaks.
He,
He doesn't-
doesn't
he's
go
not
on
a-
the outside a lot. You
yeah,
know?
no, he
he-
doesn't.
Outside
He-
is usually where you get lit, your ass lit up.
he goes
You know?
he goes in the middle
Yeah.
and slides very well.
Yeah.
and-
What about
and-
your Bucks? What are they gonna do with the quarterback there? I don't even know what the hell's going on.
Hey,
over
they
there.
got
Aaron Rodgers going over
Garoppolo. They got Carr.
Derek Carr.
Dude, honestly, I was even thinking because like I'm a Pats fan, but like I always follow Tom Brady. Like I fucking hate Bill Belichick. I think kind of the
Yeah.
way he went out
So
with
you can-
Bill, it
So
kind
you're
of
gonna
pissed me
cheer
off.
for him in the box, right? Whatever
Who?
game he's calling that week, that's who you're gonna watch.
Oh,
Look at that.
whatever his pick for the day is. Dude, no. He actually just talked about how he's going to spend. He's not going to start his contract till 2024 because he wants to
Mhm.
spend time with his kids this year. So he's not going to do it. But honestly, I was thinking of just putting all the teams in a hat and picking a team. That's my team. Because, dude, because like I want to cheer for the Pats, but the problem is I just don't like Bill Belichick. I don't like.
All right,
I just don't.
Kobe, come join the Cowboys, bro. Come on, we could have
Dude, that's
so
the
much
last
fun
place
together.
I'd go. That's
We
the
could
last
have
place
no.
I'd
If
go.
you're gonna randomly
I-
pick a team out of a hat, bro.
I told you I'm in, compa. I told you I'm in.
It's
I
not,
told you
dude.
what's
I'm
gonna
not
take,
getting.
but
I'm
in.
not getting rid of my fucking Angels, bro.
Why?
Okay, how about this?
First-
I'll make it
first-
sweet with you. I'll make it sweet with you.
Oh,
No, I'll make it
sweet.
sweet. Okay, if you go to a Dodgers fans, I'll join Artie and be a Cowboys fan.
Oh,
You get a
fuck!
2-for-1 special.
Oh,
You get a
shit.
2-for-1. You get a 2-for-1.
I'll do it. Why not? Fucking why not? I got nobody, and I like to lose, so like fuck it, why not?
Wow. 2-for-1, compa. Just keep it all in the same color. Stay blue. No need to switch. No need,
Exactly.
you know, no need to
Like,
be
dude, look at
confused.
see that blue angel flag? We can just spray paint that shit, just throw a star real quick
Right.
on it, bro. We chilling.
And put an L next to it. We're good.
Yeah.
Good.
Dude,
And what are you
honestly,
gonna
if
let
you do the Dodger fan,
Compa,
just
what-
out of
what- what
spite.
let you keep
My-
the-
my
the
dad's-
A and
my
the
dad's
A,
gonna
bro?
be
Just
listening
remind
right-
him, We'll put the L.
My dad's gonna be listening right now, going, "Don't do it! Don't do it!"
Don't do it.
What do you mean? Is he your dad a diehard Cowboys fan?
Damn right he is.
So then,
Yes,
wouldn't
sir.
he want you to
But-
do that too?
No, because he wants me to stick to my guns. I know my dad.
Oh.
People have been
Just
trying
saying,
to.
the offer's on the table.
People have been trying to
You
get me
better
to go to
hurry
the
up
Dodgers
before
for.
the boys get older, man. Because then
Once the
you can
season
have
starts, though, that's why deal's over. Honestly,
Yeah,
I'm
hurry
gonna
up.
I'm gonna cheer for the Jags. Fuck it, the Jags. I like fucking Trevor Lawrence.
Hey, Trevor
I think
Lawrence is
everybody
good.
even-
I can respect you cheering for Trevor Lawrence though, because I mean,
Just
that's,
because
the Jags are
I
decent.
love his like winning mentality. And it was funny because there's a stat. So it was his first time ever losing on Saturday since AAU football because he's never played on Saturday. Since he won every game on Saturday in college, and then he lost on AAU football because obviously high school is Friday. So last time he lost a game on Saturday was when he was like 12 before high school, and I was like, that's insane because he obviously played Sundays or NFL on Sundays, but that was an insane stat.
I know that Lamar Jackson has already turned down a 5-year, $250 million contract that had $133 million guaranteed. But rumor has it is that he wants a fully guaranteed contract, just like Deshaun
No
Deshaun
shit, Watson. Yeah, no shit, because he doesn't fucking play. And obviously, if I'm a quarterback that gets hurt all the time, I'm gonna want my shit guaranteed too,
I mean, 133 ain't nothing to spit at, but anyways.
dude.
Another guy who's looking for his fucking payday, right? Miles Sanders was an amazing 1-2 punch with Hurts back there. Philly is, he wants to be back in Philly. He put out a tweet the other day. He said, "I love Philly. Just bring me back. I hope they bring me back." Do you guys think he goes back to Philly, or do you think he moves on and somebody else picks him up? And if so, who?
I'm not really in touch with Philly, so I really couldn't say much about that.
I'm not in touch with them either. But
Don't they have Philip Gainwell, and don't they have Boston Scott or whatever?
yeah, but the
I
one that
like
made
those two guys.
the guy that made the moves was Sanders.
Yeah, I don't know. I think
Artie was
it's
even
the same
surprised
thing.
when I took him in our leagues
Tony
with
Pollard's a
fantasy
free agent
football.
this year. Tony Pollard's a free agent this year too.
Yeah,
like,
but getting hurt and being a leg injury,
oh.
I
Dude,
think
but
he
like-
loses some.
What about Josh Jacobs? Do you think he stays?
If Rodgers goes to the Raiders, Josh Jacobs stays.
I could see if they don't sign Tony Pollard and Ezekiel Elliott's kind of on his way out the door. Honestly, Jacobs to the Cowboys would be a good pick.
I think Jacobs to the Cowboys is a good pickup.
Yeah, because they have one of the best O lines. Like fuck, like I'd run behind that wall.
I know that they're gonna get rid of my boy from Moreno Valley, the left guard. He ended up playing right guard for that Philly game.
I was
Tyrone
you don't even
Smith.
know his name. Oh,
Tyrone
my
Smith, man.
God.
Yeah. Just Googling them real quick.
My hands are right here, guys. Come on.
Yep. All right. Well, Brett, I'm sorry for another year. I feel like I'm a good luck charm that if you made that decision to join the Dodgers, that the Cowboys would somehow win, a championship. I'm just saying.
I feel like if I ever went to the Dodgers, the Angels would win the World Series, and I would kill myself.
They're not going to win it. One's a fluke. One is a fluke.
That's all we got to get a
Brett.
second one, bro.
Brian, think about it.
They're never going to get a
I've been a Tom Brady fan. He's won 7 championships. So if you think about it, if you bring me over, you can probably get one. Think about it. You can probably get
Yeah.
one.
You're good for one. We're good
You're
for
good
one.
for
Between you and Kobe, the good luck will be good for one, huh?
Mm.
Oh, good for
Good,
one.
at least
And that's all
one,
you need is
at
one.
least.
Because guess what? You ain't
I
like
need
you
one.
at least want to see one more before you die, and that ain't gonna happen.
Right.
Wow. Wow.
Let's be real though. Let's be real. Do you honestly see your Cowboys winning?
I see them winning every year. I see them winning every year, sir. I see them winning every year. Every
I
year.
don't see it.
And he's referring to the regular season, not playoffs.
I see
Yeah.
them winning the Super Bowl every year. Every year, it's
Yeah,
our
you
year.
You said that when it was Tony Romo, bro. There was 7-9.
It was a catch. It was a catch.
He's on Madden.
It
He's talking
was
about
a
Madden.
catch.
Oh,
Yeah.
it did.
It was a catch.
It's a fall,
Yeah.
and then Des Bryant does his little.
It was a
right.
catch.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Don't you think yeah. All right. That's enough.
As we close the door on football now, we're going into baseball. Hey guys, real quick as we get into that second part of the show, this is obviously after we have shot the show. Went a little long. Can't put the show all on in one thing, so this is the end of part 1. Grab your seats, grab your snacks, take the opportunity to go grab another drink, and get ready for part 2 coming up.